and we're going to go over some auto news. We're also going to do the Q's and A's, so we'll mix it all in between. To start off with, on Audi, we also went to them this week, so we got to review the new RS ETron GT, which is a freaking amazing vehicle, 912 horsepower. I thought that was insane, but then the price was right at $180,000. They did also add a e-tron GTS, which is a base model that'll get 300-mile range. This one got about 278-mile range, and the review will be up shortly. The RS6 Avant, we're gonna have a new PHEV. Hey, Sean, how are you guys doing? How are you today? The refresh for the 2026 Q7. I'm actually excited about this because the exterior, I think they did a great job with it, but they are doing the tech-forward styling, very similar to all of their variants. And then the new Q3, we're not going to have a 48-volt mild hybrid, so I'm actually pretty impressed that Audi is going that route. It's not going to be the same case overseas, but it's going to basically be a mimic of the Q5. So I think that's going to be really cool because if the Q5 is too big, you could go to the Q3, and they're also going to have a Sportback. And it's going to be, I think I wrote some information, it's like a 2.0 turbo, but not having the 48-volt mild hybrid system, I think that it's going to be something a little bit more unique. It's going to have the same 11-inch digital gauge cluster and like the 12.8 touchscreen, so standard Audi stuff there. But the good news also is having that RS6 Avant coming back, and with a new PHEV, obviously it's going to be going against the BMW wagon, and also the new Q9. There is not going to be any EV for the Q9, at least we're not told anything with that. And with the Q7 refresh, we should have a new PHEV, as well as the Q7 or the SQ7, and then the standard 3.0 turbocharged V6. So nothing really updated there. BMW is going to be keeping the S68 engine alive, so I'm happy about that. On the X5, the kidney grille, it's going to be smaller. So if you are thinking about, just to get an image of the X3, the grille to that is a lot larger. This is going to be like half the size, and the lower bit is going to look aggressive. I just don't know about that kidney grille. The side looks awesome, and the back, I think with the quad exhaust tips, they did a good job. It's going to have more of that Range Rover styling to the rear though, so I'm kind of skeptical with that one. But in the same aspect, I mean, if you're not going to like the M60 variants or the full M, I guess it'll look pretty nice because it's going to fit right in with that luxury. The X7 is going to have little door handles similar to the Mach-E, which is the Ford Mustang, the electric variant. I don't know how that's going to, hopefully they change the design, but it doesn't look like they're going to. The grille is also going to be more larger from top to bottom. Side to side is going to be a lot more narrow. The headlight assembly is going to integrate a lot more so into that grille, so it's going to be more enlarged. And then the rear, it's also kind of mimicking a Range Rover, unfortunately. It seems like all the styling for the SUVs are going that route, and this tech-forward styling, which I would be okay with it if they would stop adding so much plastic components. I mean, what's your thoughts, Issa?
Yeah.
I mean, you were in the SQ5 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I feel like the quality of BMW kind of went down.
Yeah, and even like with the Audis, I just was really disappointed to see that if you don't option the 3 screens, on the passenger side, you literally just have a plastic box, which means it's going to be a retrofit that you could probably do a plug and play. There's no need to go to a prestige level when you could get the Premium Plus, save the dough, and then just get the aftermarket. I don't understand what they're doing with this, and everyone's going this way. Even Mazda, for the new CX-5 refresh, it's going to have a 15.6-inch touchscreen. I mean, I still remember, I think your first TV was like, what, 24 inches?
Yeah.
How big of a TV screen do you need for a car? And then for 2027, Mazda should be releasing the new Mazda hybrid powertrain. So it's not going to be coming out with the refresh, so I'm kind of disappointed with that. I was hoping it would, but it's not. It's going to probably go towards the 2027. You can now order the 2026 Infiniti QX60. I believe that started last week, and they got this new green color. They did the same color back in the day with their hybrid variant. I don't know. I mean, what do you think about all this green
Oh, with
The
like
green
hybrids.
colors.
Oh,
No, the green colors. Yeah.
I don't think anything's wrong with the green colors. They look nice. British racing green is nice green.
British racing green. Yeah, I like British racing green, but I mean, everybody's doing green now. Like I think one of the dealerships they told me for the Porsche they called it a lizard green. It's not called lizard green. I just thought it was quite interesting because it did have that brightness to it. The Mercedes Benz, we're gonna have a baby G class. It's probably gonna be all electric and it's around 90 grand. Anthony, I saw the upcoming Mazda CX-5. Very disappointed as far as no physical buttons. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at. Like these 15.8, 15.6 inch screen. I think the steering wheel design looks nice, but they really, for a refreshed vehicle, it looks like it's just putting a big screen in the center. The dash looks relatively similar. They did change the air vents. The center cluster where the gear lever is has been kind of updated because now you don't have that little roller to do anything for the infotainment screen, but they're going like everybody else, putting every single thing in this infotainment screen. And when I did the RS ETron GT this week, I was really disappointed with how many different pages you have to go through in order to just change one setting. Your son's much what?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that funny or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll leave that one in there. Hey James, how are you? And then Mercedes is also doing a new CLA EV. So all electric. The regular CLA is going to have some updated EQ technology. So yet again, all this screen technology nonsense. And then the AMG E53 hybrid wagon, that's going to come out later this year, probably in the next 2 or 3 months. 577 horsepower, and then when you're in race mode, up to 604 horsepower. Which, going back to Audi, another thing that was disappointing, 912 horsepower is with the RS e-tron GT. But you only get like 850 horsepower on regular. Still a lot of power, don't get me wrong. And I did the review to it. It's awesome vehicle. I just was a little disappointed that you can't get the full power, but only for 10 seconds. And BMW does the same thing with the X5. In order to get, the M5. In order to get the full power, you have to literally just have it in boost. And then it's only for a certain range. I mean, if you're gonna have or state all that power, just give it to us. I don't know. I mean, even like, at least with, what is it, the Hellcat Red Eyes?
Yeah.
Like you can turn up the power. That's cool.
You
Don't
can use the red key.
Yeah.
They
like,
didn't give you like no unlock.
Yeah, it's just stupid. You only get it for 10 seconds. When you were in the red eye, I mean, you saw it. We turned up the power and we were ready to go. Is he gonna be F1 mechanic? I don't know. He's now swaying towards a doctor. He wants to do a little bit more into the medical field. And the AMG GT63, right for this. It's an APXGP edition. They're gonna have 52 editions. It's special because it's the Formula One team. It's basically made for the Formula One movie type thing, but they're gonna have their regular AMG ride control, the ceramic brakes, 577 horsepower, bi-turbo V8, so I'm happy that they're doing that. And then Lexus for the RZ, they're going to increase power, which, I mean, I don't know. They're increasing the power, it doesn't really do much, but they're going to also have an extended range, so that's actually pretty good. We did go into Volkswagen this week, and we got the new Taos and the new Tiguan. I was very impressed with the Taos, a little bit more so than the Tiguan, even though you get a power bump on both of them. 16 horsepower was with the Taos and 17 with the Tiguan, but for 26, that's going to be crazy. It's going to have like nearly 60 horsepower more. So it's going to actually be a fast variant. I think it's called the R-Line Turbo something Turbo R-Line SEL. They have a sentence for their vehicles. But I am more excited for that one than this year's variant. Love Isa.
What is that?
This is Infiniti, huh? I don't know what that means. And we also went to Acura, so we did do the ADX, which is the same thing as the HRV. I also did the new HRV for 2026. They did update some things, so you're going to get a larger touch screen. It's 9 inches now, standard across all trims, but no increase in power. That goes to the ADX, which is it's a different engine because the ADX has the 1.5 and the HRV has the 2.0. But what irritated me, because I reviewed them the same day, and I actually say it on both reviews, is it would be nice that they integrated the ADX powertrain into the HRV and just dropped the CVT transmission, because two of them have it. The interior is almost identical. There's not a huge difference in the two. We did bring the 26 MDX. We got one of those. I think we did the A spec. It wasn't the advanced, just the A spec. So it's pretty decent spec. Sporty on the exterior. No updates in the power, unfortunately. And then we also went to BMW quite a bit, several times. I think you were with me.
Yeah, I went the first time, the second time I didn't go.
Yeah, so I did the X7 M60i. Unfortunately, I was actually very blessed I was able to finish it. ADX A spec, but yes, I did the A spec for the ADX. I made sure I got that one for you, James. I went there and they had a blue one. I forget the name of the blue. It's like a color of the ocean type of thing. But I did that one specifically for you, James. I went over there. They have 3 trims, so it's the same layout as the HRV. The only difference is they changed the grille. The bumpers are almost very similar. The rear is absolutely the same as the HRV. The HRV interior is in the whole rear. The only difference really is you're getting some charging ports and air vents. The interior itself is a little bit better, obviously, because it's Acura, but $10,000 more minimum. There's nothing mid about Isa. Everything about him is okay. I guess they're complimenting you, right? Yeah, thank you.
What is this?
Thanks.
Some crazy glaze, but
Moving on. We also went to Subaru. We got to do the new Forester Hybrid, which I was pretty impressed with. The power to it is actually really good, and you still have the same ground clearance, which is great, because if you want to get a few extra MPGs and you're looking for Subaru to do some light off-roading, I was happy that they did that. But I mean, with this, we're going to go off base a bit and just talk about some of this technology. I have been really diving into it a little bit more so on some of the newer reviews that's going to be coming out in the next few weeks. And all of them, literally like 5-10 different pages, even some for seat settings, you'll have to go through 3 or 4 settings. And even for the driving modes, whenever you're doing it, sometimes they reset, then you got to wait 10-15 seconds for the screen to basically come back on, because it's literally like a phone. I mean, you're more of the tech guy than me. What do you think about all this tech in the...
it's just, I don't really like how there's a ton of screens, especially with the fact that like newer BMWs and especially Mercedes is doing it with their hyper screen.
It's crazy.
I think it's just too much plastic, and they're just lowering the quality of their cars just by adding more screens.
I mean, he likes to do the touch to feel, so he'll start squeezing different components and playing with the air vents. I have to tell him to stop sometimes because I'm afraid they're going to break. They just seem too cheap. I mean, right or wrong?
Yeah.
Like, you were looking at some of the quality control, and I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't work for the company.
Yeah, I feel like the only car brands that really held up and, not adding too much tech is like Lexus.
But they're also trying to kind of go that same route with the 2-screen configurations.
And Infiniti.
Yeah. But then the new Infiniti, well, it's still not really as tech forward. So I think that they do a decent job with that. Because a lot of the companies now, I mean, 2-3 screens, what the heck do you need all these screens for? We all have cell phones. We also went to Cadillac, which I released the, what was that car? The Vistic. Very impressed with the Vistic. I wish it was an XT6, because I think that would have been the best. All these cars full screen. What?
Oh.
Any sedan coming by GM or Ford? No. Nothing that's actually been confirmed. Like, whenever I do the research, I usually not only talk to my teams, but then I also research it. And, there's been different talks about, Ford coming out with a sedan. Nothing really has came out with that yet. I don't necessarily see it because even looking at Infiniti and Nissan and the way they're doing things, they've been chopping a lot of their sedans, making and going into SUVs pretty much. The only vehicles that I tend to see, and even Acura, I actually heard this week that the TLX, I don't, it's not confirmed, but some of my team was saying that some of the reps were talking about them maybe chopping it because to maybe add another SUV or something, which wouldn't make any sense because they just added the ADX. Hello from northeastern Poland with the VW. Oh wow, he got
car.
yeah, he got the
Touareg
car that you always talk
W12.
about, the Touareg. Yeah, the Touareg is awesome, man. Congratulations on that. That's definitely one of those fun vehicles. We also went to Kia, which you were in Kia. We did the EV9. What were your thoughts on that one? 80 grand.
Garbage car.
Well, 72,000.
It's not worth it.
Is Toyota more boring cars?
Most boring car.
Most boring car? I don't think it's the most boring car. I mean, it's a car to get you to point A to point B. I think you were with me when they had the JBL one, right?
Yeah.
Where you could pop out the JBL sound system. They do some little unique things to make it kind of playful, but they're sticking to what they do, which I feel Toyota has a pretty decent recipe. Keep with the hybrids and just kind of go forward with that. The most overrated car is a Corolla hybrid. Well, for us here, yeah, I mean, Corollas sell a lot. Sometimes when I go to different dealerships, I have multiple teams with Toyota. They don't even have a Corolla on the lot. So then when I see him, I'm like, oh my God, we got a Corolla. Sometimes Issa is with me and I'm just like, we got to do it. He's like, no, we don't need to do that car.
It's a basic car.
It's definitely an A to B car, but you have to appreciate the pricing that you're getting in that everyday quality. Kia drivers are, is this a, what? Let's, yes,
It's a cool one.
it's a cool one.
Yeah. It's not gay.
No,
No, we're not.
we're not gay. He's
Yeah.
my son. Thank
Yeah.
you very much for that, sir.
Yeah.
We're going to remove you. Um, DS3 Citroen because of the recall. Yeah, I actually talked about the recalls a couple weeks ago about that one. Toyotas are looking like microwaves. They are basic vehicles. I mean, if you're trying to get something that's going to get you to point A to point B, something that's reliable, it's a great vehicle. There is a lot of alternatives, and they have increased the price quite a bit because now Toyotas are typically around 30 grand or more. To make a
Make you feel bad.
Sorry, I have glare. It's not a big deal. And then we did go to Hyundai afterwards. I don't think you were with me for that one, were you?
No.
No.
Stellantis recalled a lot, including the C3.
Yep, we talked about that one last couple weeks ago. Toyota is best investment. You guys talking about cars? Yes, we've been talking about cars the whole time. Like that things do a 0 to 104. What? I don't know what that means.
He's talking about how it's so slow.
Oh, okay. Oh, in 4 weeks, I guess. Sorry, I have a glare from some of the sun. It's not really sun, it's just a lot of light outside. But yeah, I mean, what was your thoughts about, I think you went with me with Genesis, right?
Yeah.
So what did you think about Genesis?
I don't like the fact that, Hyundai workers work on Genesis, especially with it being a 100 grand car.
Don't blame the sun. Okay, I'm not gonna blame the sun. It's just right there in front of you.
Okay. But yeah.
The V8s from US are allowed, or trains at my village. Yeah, V8s are allowed.
Well, they also have like things where they, make them quieter.
Yeah.
in
Well, when you
Europe.
go to Europe, they have regulations, so you can't have anything. What is wrong with this person? Sorry.
trolling.
Yeah, I see it big time. I'm gonna take you off.
He's just rage baiting. He's just rage baiting.
How do we? There it is.
He's running.
There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. We had to remove a couple things. Lightweight baby. What? Maybe I gotta read up there. He says she get offers from.
Okay.
We don't have Infiniti selling. So back to the Genesis while we're waiting for some other things other than smiley faces and toothpaste. Genesis, yeah, I mean, I think they do a great job. I just was a little bit disappointed. If you don't go to the new Genesis dealers, you're basically getting a Hyundai. I hate to say it that way, but they're going to be serviced the same way. You're not going to get the same treatment like you would for Genesis, sadly, and you're going to be paying a huge premium over Hyundai. The new Ioniq 6N has been released. I think that thing is going to be awesome when we get our hands on it and bring it to the channel, especially with the performance. I mean, these EV vehicles are just crazy with performance numbers, but they should be, I think so anyways, even with the range. And with the new administration and all the changes that we've been going through, I'm happy to report that, like BMW, they're still sticking with the V8s. They're going to be changing some things. They're going to be adding some PHEVs, and we're also going to get some new electric vehicles, which I feel like it's a little bit late, but even though they're coming, some people I know have been waiting for the iX5 and possibly the iX7, but I would imagine that might be postponed to 2028. It's still a possibility for 2027. And to answer some of the questions, because I've been getting a lot of comments about when can you order a 2027, there isn't anything that's been up yet for BMW. They just released the 2026 models. So usually it stays in play for about 8 to 10 months. So I'm imagining probably it's usually about April, May for next year. But I'm thinking it's going to be more so towards the winter time because of the way everything is just going, and they're still changing little things. The X5 is a little bit more almost done. The X7, they're still doing a little bit of tweaks to it. And Nissan, I think they're doing a great job bringing in some of their performance variants back. I wish they would do the same thing for Infiniti, but that's kind of a lost cause at this particular moment. Plus, they just had a huge recall on some of their vehicles on Nissan's line. And Audi, I think that it's going to be probably a good 3 to 5 years before this tech forward phase goes away from Audi, where you're having 3-4 screens, basically looking like a Tesla. They're doing the same thing with the Porsche, having the screens on the passenger side. I just feel like if you're buying a vehicle, you're trying to get away from some of the technology because you also want to drive the darn thing. If you're continuously looking at technology, you're not going to really be enjoying the vehicle. And realistically, what the hell do you do with the screens? I mean, really.
Yeah.
Like, you can't watch, even though you have YouTube availability, it's not going to allow you to watch it while you're driving.
It's been in the
5 wagon. Yeah, the 5 we are still waiting for.
We have some in Miami.
Yeah, but nothing here yet, and most of them have been sold. So as soon as they come, they're literally just sold. When I went this week, we went twice to BMW, both times. Some of the vehicles, they've been kind of sending them on and off. So some of the 26 models we were not able to get this past week. That's why we went twice, because of the same thing. Like, they're either sold or they're just not ready, or it was sent to the wrong dealer, which I haven't seen that, but lately it has actually been happening. So that has been kind of weird. I think 3 vehicles was sent to our dealership that we live next to locally, and they're not able to be reviewed because it was sent to the wrong dealership. Hello there from California. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for stopping in. And I mean, I'm excited for BMW in some categories. I think the X7 is going to be solid because they're not going all that electrified styling. So it's going to keep it similar to like the 5 Series or the 7 Series look. It's going to probably be a little bit longer, wider in the interior, and just those door handles. I don't know. The side door handles looking like a Mach-E. I don't understand that, but that's the way vehicles are doing it. I had not heard the Genesis open, none in Houston market. Do you know plans building in major markets? So they are supposedly coming out with them all over. We had 4 or 5 teams that work with Hyundai and Genesis that we work with, And some of them actually gave up the Genesis contract because what Genesis is doing is spinning off and making their own dealerships. They literally look like a Range Rover dealership. So it's really nice. They give you like espresso coffees. You have like little waterfalls inside, all leathered benches, and everybody's dressed in suits and like really expensive attire, which I think is awesome. I mean, when you're spending $80,000 to $100,000 for a Genesis, you have to also look the way you sell it.
I would go Range Rover.
I mean, what you're getting, I think James saw the G90 because he's part of the membership. We haven't released it yet on the channel. The G90 with the e-supercharged, awesome vehicle, but it's like $103,000. It is the least expensive in class, and it has a lot of technology, not just like infotainment screen technology, but massage seats in every seat's massaged, ventilated, heated. They do an awesome job. What's your POV on Tesla Model 2?
He means 3.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the electric world, but with Tesla, like I always say, Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid, they do an excellent job with range, charging times, and the interior. I'm not a huge fan of them personally. It has that echo still to it, and their cruise control is awesome. The autonomous driving, I mean, you guys, I'm sure, have seen a lot of the videos. They do an excellent job with that. By far, their technology is superior. That's why in some categories, I wish some of the other automotive industry would just kind of go away from that a little bit and just do what they do best. Give us combustion engines and not all this damn technology. Sounds like these Genesis dealerships are like the Lexus dealerships. They are. They're very similar, upscale. And we have one team in Lakeland. That's the only one that's like in existence around here. There's another one that's going to be coming in, where is it? Sarasota. We work with the team over there. They're going to be building one from scratch. But if you buy them now, like not in their own Genesis dealership, you're literally getting Hyundai service. So that to me, I feel they should, I hate to say discount the price, but you're not getting the same style in the service. And even for a loaner car, you're going to get like a Hyundai. You're not going to get a Genesis. And from what our team said, is they don't even like to give the loaners. So you would literally just sit there. So imagine you're buying these premium vehicles so you don't have to waste your time, and you end up having to stay at the dealership for an hour, 2 hours for them to do the service. It just doesn't make sense. I feel Genesis really needs to push a little bit more so that way they can get their name out more. I know it's still a relatively new luxury company, but to really stress the luxury, they need to open up the dealerships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to finish up the live stream for this week and check out the memberships. We're also the new channel, Supercar Throttle, where we do a lot of different performance reviews. That channel we only do performance vehicles on. We are thinking about doing some other stuff with it as well. This channel, we're going to continue to do the same thing where we do all the performance vehicles and everything as well. So nothing's going to change here. Have a great week, Sean, James, Mohammed, and everybody that came out. And enjoy the weekend and look forward to seeing you on the next live. Can you repair the, what is that?
I have no idea.
I don't know what that is. Oh, have a good weekend, guys. Take care.